right. Whoa, what's going on? What are you gurgling?
Small day IPA because I'm going to be drinking this all day.
All night doing a mock draft. All right, welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tom.
Woo!
I'm a fantasy sports addict.
Hi, Tom.
Howdy.
My name is Ryan. And
Howdy,
I, too,
Ryan.
am a fantasy sports addict.
Woo! All right,
Woo!
tonight we're doing a mock draft on ESPN. We got a fantasy football draft coming up. We're very excited. First, we're going to talk about a few other things, but since it's mock draft season and everybody's excited about fantasy football, and it's officially fantasy football season, let's talk about where you can go and get one of those mock drafts. You need to hook up with some other fantasy sports addicts. Where do you go? FantasySportsAddicts.com.
FantasySportsAddicts.com.
There's literally somebody there. If it's not just everybody, it's somebody.
And so we're also trying this new thing out too, where when we're going to try to do a live stream of a mock draft, we're going to just make a post there and be like, all right, Tuesday night mock draft. And like, honestly, the time's an estimate. We're addicts, not experts.
Oh yeah, we're not experts. And
but we are addicts.
Woo! All right. What have we been up to lately?
Good question, Tom. What have we been up to?
Well, we've been fighting a few fires. There were some draft pick problems for basketball. We posted a few videos that got like a total of like 30 views. Combined, but I guess
so
it's
let's just
late basketball season.
A quick minute about this. Like, yeah, we know it's late and all this, but like honestly, the amount of like energy and money and time we put into making those videos,
right?
Like, it's not even really worth it. Like, we did a fucking mock draft, football draft on a whim, and like it already has like 400 views. And we put all this time and production value into these videos. So, like, I don't know.
Well, I guess they're only relevant when it's relevant. Right now, fantasy football is relevant. Fantasy basketball isn't relevant. Anybody that was watching us when we started, when we were getting 500 some views or whatever, 1,000 views, one of them got like 5,000 views. Whatever. I mean, those were the like peak days right before the season almost, right?
Right.
And so we can't have every video be that. I'm not worried about that, but it's nice when they still get some love later. I'm guessing over time they'll get views, but
okay.
It's just too bad. It's just too bad Woot's trophy and Woot's accomplishment in the FSAA basketball league didn't get a little bit more shine. You know what I mean?
Nobody gives a fuck, but that's still a badass trophy we made.
You know what? We almost maybe should have launched it at the. That's what we're gonna do.
Relaunch.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Right at the fucking feeding frenzy. Right at the peak of next year's basketball frenzy, when everybody's like, "Woo, fantasy basketball, woo!" Like, yeah. Oh, I love the idea of that. I think that's how we capitalize, because all of our videos get more views at the peak of any given season's preseason or sports preseason. You know what I mean?
Right.
So right before basketball, tons of basketball views. Right before football, which is right now, we're getting our one video is getting lots of views for us. And that's why we're going to do some more mock draft tonight. Yay! But first, we skipped a week again. What'd we do?
What did we do? We did skip a week. Well, part of that we were actually waiting to see what the lottery of the NBA is. Like, honestly, I was more interested in that than doing a fucking podcast.
Yeah, we kind of just like, it's NBA draft lottery. All right, let's check it out. Now,
right?
Did you keep track of everybody who went where? I mean, honestly, like after we found out the Suns were picking fourth, I was just like, fuck this and fuck the NBA.
Well, that's the thing is nobody changed any positions. Like whatever they went into as the draft, they came out to as.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I expected anything good to ever happen for the Suns. I don't know, just perpetually fucked out a window as Suns fans. But I was so disappointed. I mean, can there ever be a time when something good happens in terms of the draft where the Suns, and like this goes on throughout the entire history of the franchise, not just like, oh, I've been watching Suns basketball. No, this goes like all the way back to when the franchise started.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping the Suns were going to win the lottery.
There's just zero luck, and if we,
Ben Simmons on the Suns team is like a glove.
Right. Well, yeah, Simmons or Ingram, either one, but like definitely Simmons. We have so many point guards. Might as well have a big one.
Point forward.
Right.
Can never have too many people that can handle the rock. Whatever. Nope. Unless you have three of them for one position and they don't like each other, and then you trade two of them and get one back who's not as good as the two that you traded.
Now we have the same situation for the Suns. Yeah. And then like now we're in position to draft probably well, that's what I was going to say, probably a point guard though.
Well, I mean, you would think that like Dunn, he's up there, but I mean, hopefully at this point, I hope we get Bender.
Okay.
Like, it just makes too much sense, but I actually read an article about the Lakers possibly taking him, which I call bullshit.
Right. That's probably just misdirection.
Boston, he might be a better fit. Like, yeah, they got a whole front court problem, but they don't have, like, a true front court standout superstar. They got a bunch of, like, pretty good front court players.
Right. Well, that's...
So they might take, but then they might be trading as well because it's fucking Boston and they like to trade and make moves and they got a pretty good team.
Did you save, like, the list? All right, so it's basically just default last to first at this point, right? Like, you...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there were a few traded picks, right? Like, we got Washington's pick.
Right.
But the numbers on that were...
Well, and then there's a whole lot of, like, stipulations where, like, okay, if the Washington pick ends up winning it, then Washington gets it. Or if the LA pick manages to drop out, then was it Philadelphia gets it?
Right. I don't know. Well, remember that one? That was the one we hadn't traded.
Right. And that was the whole Brandon Knight, MCW.
Well, that went well. That went really well. Yeah. All right, so what else? What else do we have going on? Oh, so our buddy Everett Shue, speaking of basketball, we're just going to linger on basketball for a minute. Everett ran into a problem, and he created this problem, by the way.
Well,
sorry,
this is a dynasty situation that may come up. Preseason trading, shit that addicts do in, like, really good leagues. Like, yeah, we're in a dynasty league, and you can do preseason drafts and draft picks and multiple years of draft picks.
Right. And if you're running this on, like, ESPN or Yahoo, you're probably, you do it on the message board. That's how we do it in preseason. Like, okay, I trade my pick next year, blah, blah, blah. And so it's kept track of in a spreadsheet, which, that's pretty big pain in the ass for me to do that, by the way. Like, that spreadsheet takes a lot of work. It's a really, like, it's worth the work as a commissioner to do a spreadsheet tracking picks, like, even just manually all year. Just even if Yahoo's keeping track, you just keep track of this stuff.
Google share document where, like, everybody in the league can, like, just see it and know who has what pick and which round.
Well, this was something Reverend Nate Dogg got me going on. He's the one that did the original.
Thank you, Reverend.
Oh yeah, well he did the original legwork for it and set it up for me, and I thank him endlessly for it for many years now. But yeah, like, it's a lot of work to keep track of people's draft picks, and when you're not keeping track of your own draft picks, you may run into this problem. Everett, God damn it!
Well, honestly, in Everett's defense, I don't think he knew it was his first dynasty league. It was preseason trading. He thought, like we manually did the picks like behind the scenes or something.
I am so certain that we probably talked about how it's like a gentleman's agreement and you just basically move the picks after the draft. That's the only way you can do that in Yahoo. You just have to trade.
Let's be honest. If we weren't in fucking 17, 18 leagues doing a podcast, like we would have been on top of the shit.
I might have been, but I almost, yeah, you know what? I mean, personally for me, if I had traded first and second round picks or traded, all right, so here's the deal. He traded Kevin Love for some stuff. And I mean stuff by like a couple of young players that are sort of just, Joe's roster fluff that he's getting rid of. And a first and a second round pick. And so kind of late first, early second. Okay. Actually, late first, late second, because we do a non-snake basketball draft.
Right.
But anyway, so late first and second picks. Not bad. Nice way to shore up if you're building a team. Whatever. Like, if I had traded a known quantity like Kevin Love for first and second round picks and I didn't see them, like I would have been looking through every goddamn thing I had at my fingertips the whole season. Like, where are my picks? Where are my picks? And here's the ironic thing. And this is why I'm going to call, pay attention, Everett. And that's the polite way of saying this. Basically, so Everett was like, hey, where do I pick in next year's draft? And I was like, well, you're not picking until the second round, buddy. And you got 2 second-round picks. He's like, wait a minute. I should have like a first-round pick, at least one. And, yeah, of course, you always, unless you traded it, which he did trade his first-round pick. So he reminded us that he had made the preseason trade with Joe. And I went back and looked at it, and sure enough, there's the preseason trade with Joe.
Okay, too long, didn't read, speed it up. Okay, he traded the pick, but then after
No. Here's the thing. They didn't
make the trade.
They didn't make the trade. That's the thing, is they didn't.
Right, they agreed to a preseason when you couldn't make the trade, and then they were supposed to complete the trade by swapping picks post-draft.
Exactly.
But they didn't do that. And then Joe still has those draft picks and then ended up trading them at the deadline.
Not at the deadline. And this, again, Everett should have caught this. He traded in 2 separate trades. All right, so before even these 2 separate trades with his picks happened, Joe and Everett did make a trade even before that, and they didn't trade the picks then. So Everett should have made that happen then. Apparently he didn't know. Bronson got both of what should have been Everett's picks. Ironically, there's Bronson in the middle of every fucking thing, right?
Right.
Okay, so in 2 separate trades, Bronson gets, Joe's already traded first-round pick and already traded second-round pick. So 2 separate trades, right? Later on in the season, because I'm trying to figure this all out for Everett with his 2 second-round picks that I mentioned earlier, where did he get Joe's second-round pick if they never made the trade? There it was. He traded with Bronson. At some point, Everett should have caught this and said, hey, wait a minute. Why is Bronson trading me a pick that I should already own?
Oh, shit. See, I didn't even know it went that far down.
That was the fucking story I wanted to tell before you're cutting me the fuck off.
Sorry, you were getting along with it. We got to go. We got a fucking fantasy football mock draft to do after this.
Yeah. All right, so here's the scenario. Everett, all right, what do we do as commissioners, right? Like, do we undo the original trade? Do we undo one of these trades?
There's been so many goddamn trades where, these picks have gone around and back.
They were, passed around like joints at a Doobie Brothers concert, okay? You can't undo all these trades. And right.
So basically the option was redo the original trade where okay, Kevin Love goes back to Everett's team and whatever he got goes back to Joe's team.
Yeah, which is But Everett wants those players still. So the thing that makes sense is now Joe, who we haven't heard from in a while. We're just gonna have to like force this on him. Like, here's the bad news: you made a trade for picks. You traded your picks, and then you retraded them. So now you got it. He's probably sitting there thinking he's got first and second round picks, and so we're gonna be like, nope, sorry.
Next year you don't have a first. That's the only way to, really make it work, right? Like
that's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, it would have been easier if those picks weren't like traded again, and there's so many, the whole league dominoes. Well, this happened, so
no. Here's the thing that made that even more fucking ridiculous. Everett traded for the pick he already owned.
Exactly.
So like at that point, like we're undoing like so many like it's absurd, and like how he didn't keep track of this and notice it on his own. I'm a little like, ugh. But like again, this is nobody's fault, especially like so Everett didn't know how the trading picks worked. Joe, it's hard to blame him for like not remembering like that his picks were, I could see that life gets crazy.
He still should have known better. Like Joe, he's been in our leagues. He knows. Like, there's no reason why after the draft, Joe shouldn't have just offered Everett his picks. Like,
right.
Here you go. Simple as done. I mean, that's just his thing. Like, honestly, like, pay attention to your league. Like, if you trade picks, like, trade your fucking picks. Like, commissioners should not have to be fucking handholders. Like, crossing guards. Like, it's okay. Send your picks across the street.
There you go. Make your trades. Okay, so I guess we figured that out. Everett wants the next year picks, and that's all.
No, that's the thing. Like, JD Baller, he's saying that's the shit that we need to clear up before the draft starts. We do. We make it clear, and, like, honestly, yeah, this shit we're going to clear up, like, it's already cleared up. Joe just doesn't know the fucking situation, like, because we're just taking his first and second round picks next year and giving them to Everett, which actually works out because next year should be a deeper draft class. So those late first round picks still have more value next year than this year.
Well, all right. So remember we were talking about this when we decided this. There should be a little like Everett. So because Everett fucked up. Even though Joe, like, kind of fucked up, Everett breaks away cleaner than Joe. And
we were talking about trying to institute some kind of, like,
penalty
tax. Like,
you make the commissioner work.
Like, oh, yeah, your third-round pick's coming to me because you didn't properly agree to a trade that was accepted.
Right. You make the commissioner work. There's a penalty tax. I'll steal one of your fucking middle-round picks. I don't know. We were joking about that. That's not really going to happen. But, like, seriously, though, like, that sucks for Joe that, like, I mean, again, Joe should have been more professional and probably just sent the trade after the draft because, like, right, like, the new guy doesn't ask for his picks. Don't you kind of just, like, I don't know. Maybe we only have a handful of Eagle Scouts in our leagues, Nathan being one of them. So, I don't know. Nathan would send his picks. Bronson, he'd just fuck you right out the window intentionally.
Speaking of picks and drafts, I just want to send a reminder. We're going to do a mock draft hopefully tonight.
Mock draft?
Or not hopefully. I'm fucking mocking anyways. Like, this is my day off. We're mocking. If you want to join one of these mock drafts, just come to our website. Like, even if we don't do a live stream, we're still going to just jump into random mock drafts together just because – we're addicts and we got the goddamn sickness.
Oh, I'm so sick. I'm getting sickness. All right. Speaking of, did somebody say fucked out a window?
Woo!
No, let's transition to baseball. What do we got? What you got with baseball? What are you doing? Are you fucked? Are you totally fucked?
Yeah, honestly,
I looked at teams I thought were my terrible teams, and like I'm in like second place, and you're in like 12th. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Did you just give up like? Are you just dead? Ryan just died in baseball.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of the players, a lot of the guys I liked, a lot of the people are taking me. And again, Swihart was my most universally owned player. I mean, I've bitched about him enough. But then like across like boards, I mean, I got a lot of teams, but it seems like all my pitching is like Greinke, Harvey, Gray, Wino.
Wayno.
Wino.
He might as well be a wino at this point.
Like, that's the way he's fucking pitching.
Right. Oh, all right. See, my big kablooies are Archer and Harvey. And
Archer's another one.
All right. So the bad news for me tonight, like all year, probably like just slightly second to Kershaw, we've had Chris Sale, obviously. Now, all right, the one thing about Chris Sale that's concerned me is his strikeouts are a little bit down. You know, like he's kind of basically like he's usually a little more than a, strikeout per 9 innings. But like right now, he's right about that. Anyways, tonight he's out early in the game, right? Only goes like 3 1/3 innings. Strikeouts are there, thankfully. 16.20 ERA and a 3.30 WHIP. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, so even my known awesome quantity, woo! Right out the window. Like, oh, isn't that great? Isn't that lovely? Now, luckily, all right, so this is the problem. This is what we're talking about with James on the website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. We're talking about how, like, picking up a handful of these guys, just start them. Like, he picked up Harvey. I guess he's got him for, like, this is his second start. He's gotten out of Harvey on the waiver wire. And, well, it's only Tuesday. I guess I can start this. And, right? Like, so I'm finishing the evening with, like, an 8.2 ERA. Like, isn't that fun? Like,
it's been all year for me. And, like, I don't know. Like, I'm sick and tired of wasting fucking Kershaw's good pitching in our dynasty leagues.
Ooh. Wait, is he on the block?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'd trade for him.
I bet you would.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
So would 10 other managers in the league.
Yeah, but I got more to offer than anybody else does. I'm just saying.
And you also got the biggest goddamn trading block against you, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
I'll see you in hell before I ever trade with you again.
Is it that bad? That's how bad we'll just like spit in each other's faces before we'd make a trade?
And we're constantly trying to like get other players that you're in trade talks for. Like,
okay, so
our like competitive like rivalry like knows no bounds.
Are you undermining my Darvish trades?
I don't want Darvish.
I don't either. Yes, I do. All right, so here's my question, because we don't have a lot of baseball questions that don't just happen on the website. Like, it'd be nice if people sent us some of these questions on, like, Twitter.
We're usually just answering questions on our websites. And it's not even, like, so much as answering questions is, like, engaging in discussion.
Right, which is fun as fuck. But, like, you can also send them to us on Twitter, which is at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A, at FSAA.
I wish I had my ring bell for sex every time we like shield for us.
We're gonna be shamelessly self-promoting quite a bit this evening. Also, that website, fantasysportsaddicts.com.
Ding, 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 ding.
Also, by the way, one last thing: if you're feeling generous, you want to buy us a beer or.
Well, I was going to say at the beginning of this podcast, like normally our podcasts are sponsored or brought to you by somebody, but I don't know if it's because our output has been kind of low lately, but we have no sponsors for this podcast.
Oh,
just saying.
Your ad here. So hit that donate button.
Even if you're watching this later, and also ding, 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 ding. Go leave us a goddamn review on iTunes for our podcast and give us a fucking rating.
That sounds like a great idea.
Absolutely.
Now back to the actual fantasy sports. What what is in Dynasty for baseball? What is the situation with Nick Castellanos or Castellanos? Or I don't even know how the fuck to say his name. Nicky C, as I like to call him, and
Castellanos.
Castle Anus. Welcome to Castle Anus.
Woo! That's my kind of castle.
Okay, wow. All right. We'll be storming some dungeons tonight. All right, so Castle Anus and Jackie Bradley Jr. Like, this is a serious Dynasty baseball question. What is their value? I mean, right now, all right, so just as an example, all right, so at this point in the season, and you know me, I'm a huge Joe DiMaggio fan. We are halfway, and this will never happen. There's no fucking way. And if I happen to own the player for the length of this streak, I'm not even going to say it because I just fucking ruined it. Like,
You did.
I did. It's fine. It's not. I didn't. It's never wasn't going to happen anyway. So I don't give a fuck about ruining it. It's superstitious shit. But Jackie Bradley Jr. halfway to Joe DiMaggio's legendary hitting streak. Like, what?
Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Maybe we'll have to play it on the way out.
And I wish we had it on cue, like a soundboard. Because let's
We
be
need a
honest, if
soundboard.
we had a soundboard,
There'd be a-
Joltin' Joe would be like number
On there.
one.
Yeah, probably. Dun, 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 dun.
Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Fuck yeah. All right, but so in all seriousness, like for the better part of 2 months now, I've had Bradley and Castellanos, and my batting average in these dynasty leagues and some of my other leagues has never been higher because of these two guys. And at some point, like, people are asking me, like, oh, what's your price on blah, blah, blah. And then they're trying to, like, fucking buy super fucking lame-ass, fuck you in the ass low. Like, at least buy me goddamn dinner, guys batting in the... All right, so right here, just playing ranks. I don't like to play ranks too often, but I will. They're literally overall in the season, according to Yahoo, 17 for Jackie Bradley, 17th overall, and 18th overall for Nick. Like,
I mean, again, small sample size. I mean, again, like
small sample size. It's been going on all goddamn year.
I know, and again, I've been a dynasty owner of both of these players. Like I had Castellanos when he was a fucking prospect. I mean, Jackie Bradley, like I had him last year in my 15-man Roto league, and I didn't keep him. I'm just saying.
Well, but see, that's the thing, is they're post-hype.
I mean, there's always the post-hype. I mean, again, I was a fucking Eric Hosmer and Brett Lowry owner as well.
I mean, right now, Nick Castellanos is batting .346 with 9 home runs and 31 RBIs.
But honestly, what I will say, and this goes back for other years with different players, it doesn't really matter. When you got a player that you pick up off the trash heap, the waiver wire, like you got your trash man fucking shirt on and picking up little pieces of dog shit.
Oh, those delicious dog shits on the floor.
You hold on to them. You don't sell high. You don't. I mean,
but how do you gauge their value when somebody's asking for them?
If you can get a good sell high, like obviously you do it.
I mean, these players are putting up top 20 numbers. All right, right now Jackie Bradley's 342 with 8 home runs, 33 RBI. Like these, like I lost AJ Pollock, and like being able to grab Jackie Bradley. Are you kidding me? It's like who? Like who? Like I don't even know. Like the stolen bases obviously aren't happening quite the same way, but like Pollock who? You know, what are you, a fucking owl?
I'm just saying.
Somebody's asking me for these players, and I'm supposed to be like, here, fuck me in the ass for them.
Apparently.
Well, that's what apparently. That's why I'm like, what's their value? At what point does these? Wow, terrific grammar. At what point do these players become legitimate? Is it next year when their preseason ranks reflect what they did this year? Or is it what they're doing already right now?
Well, I mean, what do you consider like legitimate? Like, obviously, like they have fantasy value for the rest of the year, and like if you have them, you're fucking happy you have them. But like, I don't know, it's the whole ceiling floor equation. Like, yeah, they're probably going to come down from where they're at. In fact, I guarantee you they will.
Well,
like Jackie Bradley isn't going to fucking finish with 140 hits in a row or whatever the fuck it would be.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to hold on, because I want players that are ranked. Like if I'm in a dynasty league, excuse me, Soul's coming out. If this maintains Jackie Bradley and Nick Castellanos on top of what I've already got, this is ridiculous. This team just got ridiculous.
Okay, and what do you do if you didn't get those good picks? Like, what call-ups have happened or about to happen that you think are worth going after?
Well, my favorite draft pick of the year, Swihart, just got called back up again. That was woo!
Really, you're pimping Swihart?
No, I'm not pimping. I'm just saying he got called back up, and I'm like, really? God damn it! Now I have to like make a roster move in the dynasty leagues. I just want to leave him where he should be, is the NA slot. Like if you're playing him like sporadically as outfield backup, that's ridiculous. Like this is just ridiculous with Boston. I'm so pissed about the Swihart situation. That's just mostly from having overinvested. But I guess the big ones coming are probably, well, we got Gallo. I don't know if that's a big one or not.
Gallo just got the call up. Let's talk about him a second. Obviously, he has great power.
The greatest power ranking of all time, according to the prospect rankings.
Okay, yeah, 80 on the scale of 80, whatever.
And, yeah. Nobody has ever ranked 80 on any of the prospect evaluation scales in any category ever prior to Gallo ranking 80 in power. So, if you need some home runs, hopefully he sticks around. I mean, there's Swiss cheese bat situation. That ball's just going to travel right. He did
a lot of holes in that swing.
Well, he did cut down his strikeouts. So maybe. And his walk rate's up. I don't know. That's all minor league shit, so it can't be counted. But let's see what he does. Nomar Mazara's done well. Like, Texas is a great hitting environment. I love Gallo. Just going to say it. I like low average power hits.
See, again, there's a couple leagues where I could go out and add Gallo, and I didn't.
Oh, see, I got him everywhere. He's already owned
I know you.
Yeah, I drafted him. Hell, I thought he was going to make the roster.
Well, honestly, one of the prospects I'm holding on that I'm waiting for the call up, which should happen on the fucking 1st because the whole Super 2 ends on the 30th, is fucking Trey Turner.
You've got a lot of Turner. Actually,
I do, especially because I got a lot of holes at second base because I kind of try to go cheap there, and I got a lot of Wong, and let's just say he was fucking wrong.
Wong was wrong, and it was more like Wang in your mouth. Check me out. Guck. I suck. Sorry. Just wow. Wow. All right. This game is suddenly a basketball game, Ryan.
Oh shit! I was too busy podcasting. Like, yeah, we're watching the OKC Golden State, and like they were kicking ass going into halftime. Now it's a goddamn 8-point game.
Suddenly, Golden State. All right, that was going to be one of our other questions. Like, I was asking you, like, am I sick of the Splash Brothers?
Okay, moving to basketball. That's a good transition.
Well, we're going back to basketball. It was a little long.
I don't know. Are you sick of the Splash Brothers?
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, is it
because they get a lot of success for, like, the system the Suns have been doing for fucking 20 years?
Yeah, I guess maybe it's that. There's some Suns jealousy, especially with that fucking Draymond Green nut shot the other night.
Right.
It should have been goddamn suspended. Although, here's the thing. Adam Silver, much more like hands-off sort of commish. Not necessarily hands-off. He's just more temperate, I guess. Like, he's more, he's not an ego-driven guy the way David Stern was. And so I think You know, like David Stern, the way he suspended the Suns for like a very similar situation when Nash got like hip checked and nose all fucked up.
It's
And
not a similar situation. They're
well,
different.
they're different,
But I
but
mean,
like the way
again,
everything.
I think Draymond Green should have been suspended way before Amari Stoudemire and like
Exactly,
leaps
that's the
and
point.
bounds before Boris Diaw. But that's a little off topic.
Well, no, that's what I was gonna say. Is it brings up as a Suns fan bad memories, bad blood about the whole like why aren't we gonna follow the rules or why aren't we gonna have like penalties like suddenly for this darling team, but like you're gonna fuck the Suns out the window for the Spurs, and this was like letting like bureaucratic nonsense essentially about like a player can't get off the bench in reaction to a player getting almost
Right.
murdered.
And well, that was all based around
Well,
those
no,
old fucking 90s Knicks Miami series.
all right, but that's the thing is it like literally changed the course of a series. It changed history in a
Right. That's
sense.
old news.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that's why seeing something like that where it's so blatant and so like, I mean, it's so like it's offensive to my senses as a Suns fan that like there's not going to be any kind of like penalty or like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, and so I'm jaded. I guess I'm jaded
It's not
against
even me as a
Golden
Suns
State.
fan. That's just like I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for fucking Draymond Green like this last year and a half, really.
Okay.
But see, for me, I'm going for OKC for a couple of reasons.
Why is that?
One is because OKC was my pick to win it all going into the season. Like you can go back in podcasts, and OKC was my pick.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
Even with Durant being your fantasy bust.
My bust, and I even talked about that.
Okay, and I called Curry. I called Curry my bust. Well, we fucked that up bad, dude.
Well, okay.
Just players. Those were just players we weren't personally drafting, and shame on us for not drafting them.
But I did draft Durant in my winners league, and I won it. Woo!
Well, I was gonna say I had some Durant, but no Curry. Never any Curry.
I never had the option to take any Curry.
Okay, I took some Towns.
But I would have took some.
Or
Curry.
not Towns. I took what's his name? Goddamn. I can't think of him all of a sudden. Oh, the guy.
Nobody cares. Woo! All right.
Injury guy. Yeah, that guy.
Anthony Davis. Yes.
There you go. That's
all right. We're moving on. The second reason I didn't or I don't want the Warriors to win is because that Bulls team growing up, I still say is the fucking greatest team ever.
Oh,
and like,
that.
Yeah, the Warriors beat that record, but it doesn't mean shit if they don't win the championship. And I'm sorry, that 96 Bulls team, 95, whatever it is, like, is the greatest team ever.
I agree. Sort of. I mean, again, I don't know. Why am I rooting against the greatest individual season performance ever? I don't know. I feel terrible about it. Shameful.
I don't.
Okay. All right, fine. Well, I guess I just want to see Durant and LeBron matched up again.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, so speaking of that, did you hear the rumor about, like, if LeBron wins in Cleveland, he wins them the championship, makes good on the whole bad exit thing, the only thing anybody ever held against him in his career, that he's going to, like, opt out and go to the Lakers?
I did not hear that. I heard about possibly Miami.
Why is he going to go back where he left? I mean, I know he talked about how he preferred playing. Those are high-quality players. But, like, is he going to go back to Miami and it's just going to be like a retirement home? Or is he going to go to the Lakers where he can be, like, just – I mean, he is starting to be in movies and stuff. You know?
True.
I mean, he's got to transition his career. He's getting old now, being, like, you know, the next – like, I mean, that's – like, right? Kobe's out, like, barely a few minutes. And LeBron just like slips right in, like, hey. That's like, I don't know. I think that would kind of stick in Kobe's craw a little bit. I kind of like it.
Right.
All right, so that's my call. That's what I mean. I guess maybe hopefully Cleveland wins. LeBron can, slip out of Cleveland and right into LA.
Again, if he already won a championship there, like there's no way he's leaving.
Why not? Why does he want to
he's
stay in
gonna
Cleveland?
opt out, but also because Cleveland can give him the most money and it's his home team. Like there's a hell of a lot of reasons he doesn't fucking opt out.
I don't know, man. I don't know. LeBron to LA is a pretty sexy situation.
Woo!
Woo! That sounded like it fucking gurgled a bit there, buddy.
I made sure it did.
And did you clean up the mess afterwards?
There's no mess to clean up.
All right. Well, it's fantasy football season. We didn't really talk about that a whole lot.
I mean, that was like the whole title of the goddamn podcast.
Well, it's just because we're getting ready to do a fantasy football mock draft.
Oh man, I cannot wait. Like this is my Friday night. Work's kicked my ass. Like I'm just gonna be real. Like I'm just gonna get goddamn drunk and mock draft.
Woo! Where are we gonna do that at?
What? ESPN, but we're going to our website first, fantasysportsaddicts.com.
All right. That's gonna be awesome. So like if you want to do a fantasy football mock draft immediately following this podcast, we'll see you on the website. And we'll get it all set up. We'll do a live stream. It'll be awesome. We'll totally like fuck this league right out the window. It's only a pretend league because it's a mock draft, but fuck them out the window anyways. And nice. Oh my God, nice 3-pointer there. Okay, so website fantasysportsaddicts.com. Check us out on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A, at FS double A. And again, always best place to mock draft with crazy addicts on any website, ESPN, Yahoo.
When you got a league full of addicts just mock drafting and like football's just getting started. Like it started a little early, but we're going to be on the website. We're just going to be mock drafting. Like honestly, this mock draft we're about to do is only the second one I've done on the year.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you know why? We live by the fantasy sports serenity prayer. Do you know what that is, Ryan?
Fantasy gods!
Fantasy gods!
Please grant me the serenity to set my ideal lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And the courage to add drop aggressively. And the wisdom, as always.
As always, yeah.
To make good trades.
Woo!
Woo!
Amen. Okay.
Motherfucking man.
As always, check out that website. Hit us up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, word double, letter A. Send us your questions.
And our website again is fantasysportsaddicts.com.
Yeah, that's the one. Good. Very good. And now we're just going to close out with a song. Yay! You think we should, Ryan? Or do we want to flag for copyright?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. All right. Hey, that's how we do it because we're addicts, not experts. We're just going to be like, fuck that shit.
Woo!
Woo! All right, here we go. In honor of the Joe DiMaggio streak and stuff. Let's get it going. Oh, it's all fucked out the window. The whole thing.
Fucked out the window.
The whole program's completely cocked.
Cocked? All right, well, we're going to jump into mock draft after this.
Who wants to do a football mock draft? Go to our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. Woo! Yeah. It's a great place. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Woo!
Oh, there it is. It's working now.
We're addicts, not experts.
Oh, you broke it.
kind of play out on this. All right, come to our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. Bob said it.